The laughter circling the dining table sounded too loud, too forced, as if the room itself were trying to conceal a secret from me. Glasses clinked, soft music drifted through the air, and my wife, Emily, sat at the center of it all. She looked stunning in that emerald dress, the candlelight glimmering off its folds like she was made to be admired. 10 years together. 10 years of love, storms, and survival. I truly believed we'd made it through everything. I raised my glass. To us, I said with a smile. She smiled back, beautiful but practiced a little too perfect. To us, she echoed, her eyes flicking briefly toward someone across the table. That someone was Ethan, her ex. I'd invited him. Not because I wanted to, but because Emily insisted. We're all friends now, she'd said weeks earlier, her tone casual, teasing. It's been years, Mark. You have nothing to worry about. So I agreed. Because love, I told myself, means trusting without suspicion. But when I saw Ethan smirk as she laughed at his joke, something twisted inside me. It wasn't jealousy. It was colder. An instinct, a quiet warning. Still, I pushed it aside. The night carried on, music, wine, stories from a decade together. Emily was glowing, her laughter lighting up every corner of the room. I loved seeing her happy. I always had. Then came the game. Let's make it fun, her best friend Rachel suggested. Everyone gives a toast, something funny, something real. Everyone cheered. I laughed along, not knowing the next 10 minutes would shatter everything I believed in. When it was Emily's turn, she stood, a little unsteady from the champagne. Well, she began, eyes sparkling, I guess I should thank my husband for putting up with me all these years. God knows I'm not easy. Laughter rippled around the table. She grinned, tossing her hair. But really, Mark, you've been my rock, my safe choice, my stability. Safe choice, someone teased. She chuckled. You know what I mean. Every girl has her wild phase, right? The first sting hit, small but sharp, like a paper cut across the heart. She kept going. When Ethan and I broke up, I swore I'd never settle down. But then Mark came along. Steady, dependable Mark. She smiled at me, as if it were praise. I even told Rachel once that if things didn't work out with Ethan, Mark would be my backup plan. The laughter stopped. The air thinned. Silence pressed down like a weight. Someone coughed. A chair creaked. Then nervous laughter. Hesitant, unsure. Come on, Rachel whispered, eyes wide. Emily waved her off. Oh, don't look so shocked. That was years ago. We were young and stupid. She turned to me, still grinning. But hey, the backup plan worked out, right? My hands were trembling. I could feel my pulse in my throat. I forced a smile. Worked out, I repeated, too calm, too quiet. Ethan sat 3 chairs away, watching me. There was something in his eyes, pity, maybe amusement. I couldn't tell. Slowly, I stood. The sound of my chair scraping against the floor silenced the room. You know what, Emily? I said, voice steady and deliberate. If I was your backup plan, then it's only fair your first choice gets another chance. I turned to Ethan, meeting his eyes. Take her, man. The room froze. Emily blinked, confusion flashing across her face. Mark, what are you? But I didn't wait to hear the rest. I walked out. No shouting, no drama, just the quiet echo of my footsteps across the marble floor. I left the house we built. Left 10 years that I thought were love, but were apparently just convenience. The night air hit me like ice water. I walked aimlessly, thoughts spinning into a blur of disbelief. I wasn't angry. Not yet. Just empty. Backup plan. 2 words that stripped everything bare. Every kiss, every fight we survived, every late-night whisper suddenly felt staged, like I'd been the stand-in until someone better came along. My phone buzzed. Again and again. I ignored it. By the time I reached my brother's place hours later, I just sat in silence, staring at the ceiling. The tears came slow, quiet, not the loud kind, but the hollow kind that come from realizing you've been living a lie and didn't even know it. The next morning, she showed up. Hair messy, eyes red, still wearing that same green dress. "Mark, please," she said the moment I opened the door. It was a joke, a stupid, thoughtless joke. A joke, I repeated. She nodded quickly. "I didn't mean it like that. It was years ago, before we got serious. I was stupid." "So you did say it?" She froze. "Mark, did you, or didn't you?" Her silence said enough. I leaned against the doorframe and let out a bitter laugh. "You know, I always thought honesty was our thing. We weren't perfect, but we were real. Guess I was wrong." She stepped closer, her voice trembling. "You're blowing this out of proportion. You know I love you." "Do I?" I asked quietly. "Because I've spent 10 years believing I was your choice, not your fallback." Her face crumpled. "You are my choice. You always were." I shook my head. "No. I was what you settled for." Days became weeks. She reached out, texts, calls, letters left at my brother's door. I ignored them all. But healing didn't come easy. Every memory of her lingered like a ghost. The smell of coffee in the morning, the tune she hummed while folding laundry, the sound of her laugh. Each one cut a little deeper. Sometimes I almost called her just to ask why. But what answer could fix it? That I was convenient? That love grew from fear of being alone? One night, a message appeared. "Ethan told me he never deserved me, that you did. That I ruined everything because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. Please, Mark, don't let one stupid moment erase what we had." I stared at it for a long time. Then I typed back. It didn't erase it. It revealed it. And hit send. Months later, I saw her again, by accident, in a grocery store. Different aisle, same woman. Her ring finger bare now. She saw me before I could turn away. "Mark," she breathed, walking over. "Emily." She looked thinner, tired. "How are you?" "I'm better," I said honestly. "Still learning how to be me without you." Tears welled in her eyes. "I think about that night every day. If I could take it back." "You can't," I said softly. "And that's okay. We can't undo the truth." She swallowed hard. "I never meant to hurt you." "I know," I said. "But you did. And that's something we both have to live with." I picked up my groceries and walked past her. No anger. No hatred. Just acceptance. Because some endings aren't explosions, they're quiet fades into understanding. That night, I sat on my porch, watching the sunset bleed orange across the horizon. 10 years gone. But in that loss, something new was growing. For the first time in forever, I didn't feel like anyone's backup plan. I just felt like me. And maybe that was the real beginning.